Church members prevent journalists from filming Owusu Bempah in court. I read, there was drama at the circuit court in Accra when the head pastor of the Glorious Word Power Ministries International, Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah, arrived for a hearing on Monday, September 13, 2021, that's today. Some of his church members who accompanied him tried to stop journalists from filming his arrival. Using insults and jostling, they tried to disperse the media outside the court. They also tried to stop the media from entering the courtroom, which sparked a confrontation. Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah and 3 others were arrested for the creation and circulation of multiple videos containing threats and the brandishing of a weapon and the assault of some police personnel. The police say they arrested the suspects after critically analyzing the said videos and based on intelligence gathered. In the meantime, 2 other suspects are said to be on the run and are being pursued. The injured police personnel have also received medical treatment according to a police statement. My brother, my sister, Isaac Owusu Bempah was my mate at T. Ayamade Secondary School, Kumasi. I'm going to be as circumspect as I can. My brother, my sister, when we were in school, he was more religious than almost everybody. He was the president of the SU, even at the early stages of his education at T. Ayamade Secondary School. When he was even in Form 2, he was the SU president on campus. My brother, why am I pointing out at the Form 2? There were senior students, those in Form 4, Form 5, Lower 6, Upper 6. They were not SU presidents. Owusu Bempah, the red-eared, tall gentleman who used to run for the school and even play football for the school. I've said it time and again. In school, we used to call him Libya. I never saw him open his mouth to insult or curse anybody. Anytime I saw him on campus, he was muttering some words to himself, which at the time we considered as what? Gibberish. Every time he walked alone and blah, 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 like that. Some of us even teased him. Some of us thought he was even crazy. He was extremely religious whilst we were on campus. I have never seen him in anything violent. But my brother, my sister, times change. In fact, when we were in school, he was redder than he looks now. So when I hear people say, oh, he's bleached, I have to look at them again and say, with what cream? My brother, my sister, let's get more serious. Now, of late, we hear Isaac Owusu Bempah, Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah, get extremely arrogant and pompous. He's a man I visited before in his house, in his church. Anytime he sees me, he wants to give me money. Remembering the good old days at T. Ayamade Secondary School, he always says in tree to me, "Why dear be me ho?" Very respectful. He never forgets any of his mates. But for some time now, it looks like my very good friend and schoolmate has become extremely arrogant. I watched these videos that City Newsroom is talking about, and I saw him arrogantly talking and granting an interview to an unqualified and untrained journalist around him. Journalist in quotes. And I was like, oh, my very good reverend, it looks like you are flying above your altitude. The ultimate flying altitude. You're trying to fly above that. I don't know whether it is because he gave some prophecies that favored the president in power. Rumors were rife that he even was the one who ordered, in fact, that the president sat on a certain chair wherever he went. And for that matter, the president kept a whole V8 car, SUV. He kept it special, my brother, for that chair. We saw the president sit on that chair. Producer, show me a photograph of the president sitting on that mysterious chair, supposedly given to him and blessed by Reverend Isaac Owusu-Bempah. In fact, at the inauguration of the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, he gave accolades to Reverend Owusu-Bempah for his accurate prophecies that brought him into power. This was not the first time we're hearing a president, a sitting president of the republic, giving accolades to a prophet. We all remember President Professor Evans Atta Mills going all the way to Nigeria, and before the gaping cameras of the prophet at the time, may he rest in peace, Prophet T.B. Joshua, he told the whole world that yes, the prophet had prophesied that it was his time to be president, and it came to pass. It was accurate. So he had gone to give some reverence to the prophet. My brother, my sister, when Reverend Isaac Owusu-Bempah's name was mentioned by the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, at his first inauguration, there was a great hula baloo, hocus pocus, higgledy-piggledy. My brother, my sister, everybody went haywire as if they were already waiting for the name of the reverend, because he had risked his life, laid down his life to make such dangerous prophecies, to the point that at a point he said, if this prophecy doesn't come to pass, please go and burn down my church. There was even one instance that he said he would even burn his own Bible. But burning that Bible is so private to you. This is the president sitting on the magic chair donated to him by Reverend Owusu-Bempah, supposedly, allegedly. My brother, my sister. So since the president came into power, we have heard in the media circles how some people have gone to Reverend Owusu-Bempah trying to lobby him in order to help them have the president grant them some kind of audience. My brother, my sister, I don't know if that is what has gotten into the head of my very good schoolmate and classmate, Reverend Owusu-Bempah. How on earth could you have hoodlums following you, goons, exercising nothing, my brother, but foolishness and goonism? Exercising nothing but gundaism and foolishness. I saw one wielding a gun and talking about how they can kill and nothing would happen in this country. After all, the laws in this country do not work. His so-called junior pastors. This is not the first time we have seen Reverend Owusu-Bempah's junior pastors go haywire and spew so much foolishness. Is that what is called loyalty? That none of these idiots could speak to the reverend and tell him, Reverend, the level you have reached, you don't need this. That Reverend, you are a man so respected in this country, so please, take it easy. We also we gave a horn, spiritual horn, to the president and told him before the cameras that, hey, and supported by Prophet Osetutu, and that's is it Osetu Prempe? Prophet Prempe is the one in the middle there, the one in all black. Presented the horn to him, told him it was a horn of power and kingship. My brother, I have no problem with all these things. I have a problem when people become tin gods by virtue of the fact that they are close to political power. That's where my problem is. They soon forget that they started a certain journey of humility. And that journey of humility has totally been erased from their memories. And they think that they must be worshiped because they are teen gods now. That's where my problem is. My brother, my sister, we all heard how Accra, a self-styled fetish priestess, who now claims that she is a born-again Christian, go to the church of Reverend Owusu Bempah and sing some gospel songs. We all saw how she even said that she was begging Reverend Owusu Bempah to help her get in contact with the president so that her problems could be solved. All of a sudden, the two lovebirds in quotes, are pulling guns at each other. To the point that our laws have been made a mockery of, that the laws don't work. I hear the gun was seized from one of Agrada's boys. As to how far that is true, I do not know. And I won't pretend to know. But my brother, the credit goes to IGP Dampari. IGP Dampari. In fact, if this was in the regime of the last IGP, it would have been a different story. After all, this is not heaven. So any foolishness can happen in this country. Wait, when you go to heaven, then you have justice. Such a dumb-headed IGP, the one who just left about a month or two ago. These are the people who are your IGPs. And you are all scared. Every policeman says, yes, sir, to an idiot. You respect anything in gray hair. You respect any empty barrel. That is why this country continues to backslide into nothingness. And it's beyond annoying. My brother, my sister, Owusu Bempah went all the way. Reverend Owusu Bempah, I beg your pardon. Give him this respect. He's been kind to me. He's loved me. And when I'm talking about a man like this, I have to be as circumspect as I can. And that's what I'm doing right now. Went all the way to the house of Agrada. Trespassing. Threatening. Swearing that he would make Agrada vanish. What kind of illiteracy is that? You go with your goons. If you are that strong, why don't you go alone? Or why don't you send your angels to go there and slap her and make her vanish? Because you all claim that you have so much spiritual power. Why is this foolishness happening in this country? People so soon forget their humble pasts. People so soon forget their humble past. All because they've had a back pass of a certain glory. Jesus Christ. They forget too soon. And I'm hurt. My brother, my sister. The IGP decided that he would hold this man responsible. If I was the one, I would have been held responsible. After all, who am I? My brother, my sister, we have seen politicians who have always flouted the rules and nothing happened. And they would even swear that nothing would ever happen. Wyoming is still working after the courts pronounced judgment of thievery on his head. He's still around, hiding somewhere in the Volta or somewhere around there, still flaunting his peacockish feathers. Jesus have mercy. How can we ever get justice for the poor man? Are we not all supposed to be equal before the law? But some people are more equal than others before the law. My brother, my sister, this IGP, I pray for him every second. What he has on his head is not a joke. Listen, the very week that he became IGP, ritual murders were rife and still rife. Children are being slaughtered night and day. That man cannot sleep. We have seen him serve food at gatherings to low ranking officers as compared to him. He's leading the people by example. I would not be surprised if Reverend Owusu Bempah comes back and the first prophecy he gives up is that the man is going to die. IGP no obewu enche na me akasa akire me se nhwene ba ko beto e beto se anoma na nhwene no etu wi a na so ba ko ayese kraman we no enu so betu sa na nu ai pampin se preko no sebi wo Iradi no kanya me enu so betu pem etu wi a obewu. No sir, don't joke with God. Don't use God to fight your enemies. Do not make God your puppet. I'm so sad that my own classmate, Reverend Owusu Bempah, with so much respect, will be involved in this goonism, braggadocio, just because the president has inclined a little bit of his hearing to you. It is a privilege that must be respected, albeit your humble past. Jesus Christ. This might be too deep for some people. My brother, never ever forget your past. Let your past humble you. We have seen prophets who have died like church mice, worse than church mice. Apreku, my daughter, in my mind. He died like a church rat. With all respect to Ras Mubarak. My brother, my sister, let us be careful. As for this IGP, there's so much ahead of you. I pray for you because the work that is before you is more than the creation of the earth before God. I'm telling you, so much work. So much work. Men of God who are supposed to be leading the nation and helping with the content of the character and moral of the people. They themselves, my brother, my sister, have nothing to moralize others on. Somebody won't understand this. Hallelujah. Jesus have mercy. Hey! The people who are supposed to be leading the masses, my brother, my sister, have long run ahead by far. We can't even see them. They are gone. We should lead ourselves. And the president listens to him. I won't say what I wanted to say. I just want to feel that Reverend Owusu Bempah will be humbled by the fact that at least he's gone to court and his boys are still misbehaving in court. Can you believe this? Stopping journalists from taking photographs, stopping journalists from even entering the court, according to City Newsroom. What kind of foolishness is this? Where was the police when all these things were happening? If the police had arrested all these other boys and put them in the cooler, they would have come out humbled. I wanted to say something, but because of my faith, I will not say it. Let the heathen say it. The power that they claim they have, why did they not evaporate from the police cells, but rather begging for a bail? Evaporate. Let the angels descend and take you out. Because you claim that you are God. Right? A lot of these guys that we have around, some of them, all of a sudden, have started playing God. Some of them have started playing God. So much lawlessness in this country. Meanwhile, they go to America and they behave like human beings. Yet in this country, they behave like morons. Some of them are even worse than swine. What is happening? Can't we behave like human beings for once? Why are we all so silly? All we care about is foolishness, because there's some all sleeping man in power who will press buttons and set us free. Look at how Kennedy Japan is behaving. Look how the man is behaving. As if he has 8 lives. Eh? We live in a country where wealth is worshipped, as if that was the end. In the days, people believed in wisdom more than wealth. But today, any drug addict, any drug seller, any murderer, any ritualist can make money, and people will run after them as if they were gods. What kind of a country is this? Yet these same idiots go to America and they kowtow to the laws. They bow before the laws. They subdue before the law. But here, oh, the laws don't work. IGP, you have a lot of work. Honestly. So much work. And I pray that you start a certain level of advocacy. Let it be on TV, on radio, in the newspapers and all that. The work of the police. Just put it in some, the best ways you can. It could be in picture form, whatever. So that the people can work on their attitudes. Your boys are still taking bribe on the streets. I know that is going to be one of the most difficult things to deal with. But it is not impossible. When 10 of them are stripped of their black uniform and they go back home, the rest will be wise. The same way that you have put Owusu Bempa, Reverend Owusu Bempa, behind bars. Deal with your boys who are still taking bribe on the streets. All you need to do is very simple. Sit in the back of a car. Simple taxi. Now you can wear your face mask. Nobody would identify you. And then, if you want, you can use your camera. If you don't want, just watch them. And just go on the streets and see how your boys are behaving. You don't need a siren, wing, all over the place. Thank God you are not even a siren IGP. Sit in a taxi and see how your boys are behaving. Some of them are behaving like extraterrestrial animals. It's so terrible. They don't want the police service to ever grow. They don't want the police service to ever have any respect. How can you sell yourself to 2 cities? 5 cities, 2 cities, and you are collecting this? Do you have brains at all? Why won't you let this country grow? You are dragging this country backwards every time, every second. IGP, I sympathize with you, but it's not impossible. You can deal with it. Congratulations. Let the laws work. If we have 1 or 2 prophets, 1 or 2 politicians in jail, the rest will be circumspect. The rest, if the president's own prophet has been thrown behind bars like this, then the others, the rest of you, there's a queue for you to pick from. To God be the glory. I leave it here. There's another thing here I want to deal with, and it's from the same city newsroom. My brother, my sister, it's interesting. This one is from the president himself. The president. And what's Mr. President saying? My brother, my sister, you all remember that last week, the Chief Justice said that to bring dignity to our courts, the lawyers and the judges should do well and must wear their wig. They should wear their wig and their gown. You all remember that? And you all remember that I was the first to come on radio and denounce That nonsense. I don't want to go into it again. By now, they know how much clownish they look when they wear that wig. By now, I am sure that they have come to realize how backward they are dragging themselves back to the umpteenth time into slavery and colonialism. How can you be wearing horse hair on your head and you call yourself learned friends? Are you crazy? Horse hair on your head. The tail of a horse, they put it there. Now they have an artificial way of making it, then they wear it all over them like demons. They are walking. And your Chief Justice says that is a way to bring dignity to the courts. He didn't talk about those taking goats and freeing armed robbers. By the kind courtesy of Anas, Armiyahu Anas, we have come to realize, albeit so shamefully, that our Ghanaian judges, a lot of them, their delicacy is goat meat. When you present a goat to them, they can allow you to do anything. They can free a hardened murderer, somebody who has murdered more than 10 people in a row. They free them because of one goat. Are these human beings? You are not looking at the morals. After all, their law books say that the law is different from morality. How many people know that? They say when you go to equity, you must go with what? Clean hands. But our judges, a lot of them, do not even know what equity stands for. They have dirty hands, bloody hands. Armed robbers come to confess to them that they have killed and raped. Yet they say, I will defend you. And they go there and say, he's innocent, my Lord. Lord God have mercy. They are all lined up in hell. A lot of them don't even believe in hell. So they will taste it right here before they reach there. The poor man has no justice in this country. A poor man whose wife has been raped and killed. His little daughter has been sodomized. My brother, my sister, caught red-handed, taken to the court. A lawyer, horse hair wearing lawyer, clownish lawyer, stands there and swears before God and man that this man is innocent. And he would concoct arguments. The more you lie, the more arguments you concoct, the better you are as a lawyer, true or false. It's not about the lawyer who defends the truth. It's about the lawyer who can tell lies and circumvent the lie into truth. Jesus have mercy. What is this? Now, your Chief Justice says to bring dignity to the court as published by My Joy Online. Look at him sitting there. I've said it time and again. My brother, if you decide to go to a funeral and then you mistakenly enter into a house or a yard or a certain hall and you see this man sitting like this, won't you think that this is the corpse? You see this man sitting there like this, won't you think that is the corpse? Why do you put yourself so much into some clownish behavior in this hot weather? Look at what he's wearing. All in the name of dignity and respect for the court. Look at this. No wonder 99% of them are all bald-headed. No wonder, my brother, my sister, a lot of them have cancer. In this hot weather, you wear these gloves. As if you are going to clown for little children. And when we say it, hey, we shall continue to speak the truth. Somebody say amen. We shall speak the truth. My brother, I just use this as an intro. Now let's look at what the president, sleepy president, His Eminence Sleepiness, Mr. Sleepydent. His Eminent Sleepiness, Mr. Sleepydent. Nana Akufo-Addo, the sky bathing dictator of a president. Hear this. He says, it is embarrassing. Some lawyers are evading taxes. We will go after them. Hear this, oh? It is embarrassing. Some lawyers are evading taxes. We will go after them. Lawyers are lawyer for tax. No? Yeah, bamoso. That's what he said. If this was on Peace FM or some tree speaking, you see, Oma Penny, Nana Kufuado, or say, a lawyer for Omuntia tax, no, tax, how do they even say tax in tree? Well, it's embarrassing. Some lawyers are evading taxes. We will go after them. Listen, the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has issued a stern warning to members of the legal fraternity fond of tax evasion. Akufo-Addo says, it is high time the lawyers begun. Jesus have mercy. It is high time the lawyers began honoring their tax obligation or face the full rigors of the law if they fail to do so. This comes barely a month after an exercise conducted by the Ghana Revenue Authority (GRA) revealed that over 60,000 business professionals, including lawyers, have not been paying their taxes, a situation the president feels is embarrassing. Speaking to the Ghana Bar Conference in the Upper East Regional Capital, Bolgatanga, President Akufo-Addo said the non-compliant lawyers would soon be dealt with by the Ghana Revenue Association. It is embarrassing that lawyers are often on top of the list of those who flout our tax laws and use their expertise to avoid paying taxes. They appear to think that being members of the learned professions puts them above compliance with everyday civic duties like paying taxes. And Akufo-Addo said, you see, whilst the president is talking about taxes and how lawyers, because they know the law, have a way of running around and lying about their revenues and taxes and all that, Chief Justice, who is supposed to be the custodian of the law, is saying wear wig and gown. Look, listen. The president just descended from bathing in the skies, sleeping all day, all night. The few minutes that he stays awake, he's made a lot of sense. He says, hey, lawyers, please be careful. There is no country that ever develops around the world without paying taxes. It's not possible. You go to England, Ghanaians go there and work, and they pay taxes to the core. They pay. All the street lights you see is because of your tax. I do understand that we have corrupt leaders who steal our tax money, but as I keep saying, do what is right. It's simple civics. Pay. Let them do whatever they want with it so we can judge them based on the fact that we did our duty. Right? If a teacher teaches the students and they go and fail, at least he has done his work. But if teachers continue to say, oh, these students are dumb, for that matter, they don't teach them, no, sir. They have no moral right to sit back and say, hey, why did the students fail? Or the students failed because they had no, sir. You didn't teach them. That's the same thing the president is saying. You have to pay tax. Every human being must pay tax. You must pay tax. Tax is important. That is why if you are working and your SNIT is not being paid, other taxes are not being paid, do not think that you are smart. You are only a thief. That's all. Yet those who don't pay tax are those who make the worst noise in the country. And the street lights are not working and water is not flowing. Yet if you check, he's never paid tax all his life. Such a crook of a criminal. You are a common criminal if you don't pay tax. You make all the money. All these musicians who are talking about how many millions they are making, they should be paying tax. All of them. Let all of them pay tax. All of them who claim that they have sold How much? How much? How much? We thank you. The country is good. You're making so much money. Come and pay tax. Can you go and play in America without paying tax? When I play in a show in America, my tax is deducted before I even get my money. When I went to teach at the University of Central Missouri, they deducted tax before I got my money. And the tax I paid, if I tell you, you collapse. But in our country, we are too smart. So because of that, we are constantly boogieing back into slavery. We are constantly boogieing back into colonialism. We are constantly boogieing back into foolishness. President is saying, pay tax. It's important. Especially you lawyers. Lawyers, it's a shame that you don't pay tax. Yet you know the law. You try to find your way around the law so that you can cheat the state and steal from the state. What is law? In Ghana, the law is all about lying and stealing. True or false? A murderer is taken to court and they say they are looking for a good lawyer. What do they mean by good lawyer? A lying lawyer, a thieving lawyer who would go and lie that this person did not kill. True or false? If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. I'm not saying all lawyers are like that, but the best lawyers in Ghana, my brother, my sister, and some other countries in Africa and even beyond, my brother, my sister, when they call them good lawyers, it means that they are lying lawyers, thieving lawyers, who can lie their way out of a mess. They are never truthful. And by that, they think that they are the best lawyers. True or false? The lawyer is only interested in freeing you, not in speaking the truth. True or false? Please, let's say it again. I'm saying that the lawyer is only interested in freeing you and not in speaking the truth. I'm yet to see one lawyer go to the court out and say, actually, even though the investigations are not done, my client has confessed to me that he actually killed 6 people. Even though it was published that he killed 2, he actually killed 6. In fact, he actually raped 2 other people. My Lord, I've brought him to you to let the law work. I'm yet to see one lawyer. I'm yet to see one lawyer say this. You will go hungry. You will die a pauper. Who will bring their son to you to go and give to a judge to sentence? No, they won't do that. The president is talking about speaking the truth. He's talking about taxes. Forget that he might use your taxes to fly and bath in the skies. Do your duty. Forget that he might share your taxes amongst his family and friends. Do your duty. Forget that he must use your taxes to flamboyantly fly around and perambulate the globe. He would answer one day. The most important thing is that you must do your duty as a citizen. A citizen who does not pay tax is a thief. Chief Justice says to bring respect and honor to the court, wear wig and gown. Such. I leave it there. I leave it there. I leave it there. Oh, Jesus. My brother, my sister, we have more things to talk about. Yes. Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia has lost his mother. He has lost his mother. How many of you have heard about it? The Vice President of Ghana, Mahamudu Bawumia, has lost his mother. I remember when I lost my mother 3 years ago. I was in America. It shocked me because she was not ill. When people lose people who are close to them like that, it's very painful. Let's look at what happened. Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia loses mother, and there's a photograph of the Vice President and the mother, albeit quite old. The Vice President Mahmudu Bawumia has lost his mother, Hajia Mariama Bawumia. Joy News gathers that the octogenarian, that means she's about over 80 and above. Octogenarian, that's what it means. Who died 2 days from her 82nd birthday, had been unwell for some time and was hospitalized. Announcing the sad passing of the woman, he affectionately calls Mami. Dr. Bawumia said, "It is with great sadness that I announce the passing of my beloved mother, Hajia Mariama Bawumia." Hajia Mariama passed away peacefully this morning in Accra. Burial is scheduled for tomorrow, Tuesday, September 14, 2021 in Wale Wale. Better still, Wawale. The Passingpe native was one of the first Northern female students to have gained admission into the Wesley Girls High School in Cape Coast in the central region. The Vice President described his mother as caring and supportive when she celebrated her 80th birthday in 2019. My brother and my sister, we leave it here. The Vice President has lost his mother. He's very sad. And he says with a very sad feeling, my message to you is very simple. We share with you in these difficult times and hard times your pain. But I would like to remind you, you see the way your mother has passed on and is so painful. People are losing their mothers because of your carelessness. People are losing their mothers and children on top because of your carelessness and the carelessness of the president. Instead of building hospitals, you are building cathedrals. I don't want to say stupid things because it's so painful to lose a mother. I was going to ask, did the mother pass on in a cathedral? Or the mother passed on in a hospital? You are building a cathedral whilst people are dying night and day. Pregnant women are giving birth on the floor. You come and tell us that, oh, your mother has died at 82. People have lost their mothers at 40. People have lost their mothers at 22 in childbirth. That the Gombes have a saying that when it hits somebody, you say the person is a rock. Because it is not you, you don't feel it. It's the same way as saying, he who feels it knows it. Di table so anyel nzuli. My brother, let us be fair. I don't want to go too deep into it. Death is very painful. When my mother died at a hospital in Tamale there, because of the carelessness of a stupid doctor who's already in hell, at some Tamale hospital there, one private hospital, she wasn't sick. So she woke up and she was feeling a little dizzy. Let's go to the hospital. She went to the hospital and they started giving her drips. Later they realized that, oh, the woman was even experiencing the early stage of diabetes. And you were giving her dextrogen, whatever dextro sugar solution, into somebody who was experiencing early stages of diabetes. And when she started reacting, the doctor was now asked, was she diabetic? Was she diabetic? Was she diabetic? Pull the thing, then boom, she was gone. Carelessness of doctors. At the Tamale hospital, I was in the US. And in that area, Tamale, those other areas around there, hey, Muslim community, oh, give it to God. Inna dillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. All of them, inna dillahi, inna ilayhi, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. You the one who will say, let us prosecute the doctor. They see you as the devil's uncle. God has given and God has taken. And you are saying, doctor, if God wanted to save your mother, he would have saved your mother. It's God who give you your mother, take your mother and say, doctor. Inna dillahi, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu wa lillahi alhamdu, Allahu Akbar. Everybody is crying. It's bringing back fresh memories. It's so painful. That idiotic doctor is still walking around. Hey, you don't know your work. And it is worse when the people that you pay your taxes to are supposed to think, but they behave like pigs. Pigs. Look all over Africa. Look what is happening. Only old men want to be president. In the days that we believed and trusted old men, anytime we saw old men, we knew that the problem had come to an end. Not now. Now, old fools are in power. All over Africa. Old fools. No common sense. They sleep night and day. Old fools all over Africa. Malawian president. There was a virtual concert virtual meeting conference in England. He sat in a plane from Malawi with his wife and family, flew all the way from Malawi, and went for a virtual is the catch word. And he was asked, why? This was supposed to be a virtual conference. Why did you come with your family? And when you are in there and you sit and you look at them face to face, you make more sense, and that is it. And yes, so your wife was supposed to be part of the conference. Your little children are supposed to be part. You see? You make them insult us night and day, like people with no brains. The vice president, may your mother rest in peace. Hajia, rest in peace. We've lost a great mother. Rest in peace. Again, remember that a cathedral couldn't have saved any sick person. And those who are shouting, cathedral is not necessary, cathedral is not necessary. I'm going to mention one thing which wasn't also necessary. The mosque at Nima. Every time I drive past it, I say, Ya Allah, look at what your people have become. They have built this for you, yet they don't have one single school in Nima. That is a proper secondary school. Not one hospital that could be called hospital, none. They've built a world-class mosque to bring Ayatollah Khomeini to come and lead prayers. Abba, why? You are bringing King Faisal, Ayatollah Khomeini, Mahmoud Zafarullah Khan to come and pray, Zakir Naik to come there. Yet this mosque is surrounded by houses that are so packed like hen coops. When you go around the mosque, just look on the left, look on the right. The houses there are like hen coops. No proper drainage. No fire service van could ever, not the Thai cannot even enter there. You come and build this. Your children get up and they go to school at Pesingpe. When your mothers and children are sick, they all get up and they are running to Kwalebu. Wallahi, as I'm in taxi, oh, la ilaha illallah. Oh, I'm a taxi driver. Shake a taxi driver. But Arna, wallahi, hey, then he's dead. Allah Akbar, let that he's dead. We leave it here, sir. Hey, today it looks like the devil is the one controlling my time. Jesus have mercy. Jesus have mercy. Any which way, my name Blakk Rasta, and There's something else I wanted to look at, but it's going to take me time to look at that. It's going to take me time to look at it. Eish. There are things happening in this country, my brother. So many terrible things are happening in this country. Jesus have mercy. My brother, my sister, talking about the IGP, let me just close on this note. A taxi driver granted an interview to a station in Accra here. And he was talking about how he had been part of some ritual murders. Ritual murders. And IGP and his boys were listening. Quickly went for him. That is my IGP. IGP, please. Those who are also on radio and TV boasting about how much money they have, please clap for them. But remember, GRA, go for the tax. We need it. You can't be getting from the country and you don't give back. It's stealing. I'm reading. Court remands taxi driver arrested over ritual murder. An Accra Circuit Court has remanded to police custody the 35-year-old taxi driver who allegedly claimed on Onua TV that he had killed several persons, including a pregnant woman, for ritual purposes. The accused, Felix Ansa, who appeared before the court, presided over by Miss Rosamond Tosu, pleaded not guilty to the charge of publication of false news. However, Ansa's counsel, Mr. Theophilus Banco, in his application for bail, told the court that his client was speaking in a spiritual realm, adding, if anything at all, it is Onua TV that made the public publication and not the accused person. I like that. Did you hear that? It's time for media houses to be responsible. The other day I was listening to a media house. I think that was Adum or something. Some mortuary man holding a whisk that he's been having sex with the dead bodies in the mortuary. And it was big news for Adum. Yeah, I see, hey. I say, Fuduno, Odiomu, sorry, Odiomu, yay! And it's news. Because right now, our news has become comedy. Mr. Bean is even running away from comedy anytime he sees our comedy. Our level of comedy. A man, mortuary man, claimed that he was having sex with dead bodies in the fridge at the morgue. Some thick, tall guy. And I approached him and asked him, "Sir, is it true what you said?" He said, "Maya, I did it." And he was waiting there for the radio station to come and give him money for transport because he had brought them content. Media houses must be responsible. Forget about the clout. Entertainment is good, but responsible entertainment is best. They bring anything out. Now, Onua, I wish they could draw Onua to the courthouse. Proof. Have you been responsible with the truth? Let's deal with it. Now, the guy said he was speaking in the spiritual realm, like the others do. Like the other pastor that I respect so much. What's his name? We have Accra. Chairman Accra. At Accra. Something Accra. Said he had gotten $1 million for his daughter's birthday. And when GRA went to collect money, he said, oh, he was speaking in the realm of the spirit. To God be the glory. My name is Blakk Rasta.